Okay, I added some new terms today. 30 new terms. This is going to be 30 new terms today for practice review. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I remember any of the ones I... It may be 31 because there's one I'm still working on. Is a general term used by the aspects of music as contrasted in the pitch above. No. Following a symbol adds to the third ratio 1/2 of the value of the note or the dot that precedes it. Because if you add something to the note, it's always the dot. It's the basic pulse of a music passage. Beat. Beat is that. It's a steady pulse called the beat, and the rate of which is called the meter. Tempo. Oh, okay, don't get this cute. Beats are grouped into patterns are consistent throughout the passage. The passage called the... Now that is something else. These are tend to be grouped. Height. Oh, meter. Okay, I did that wrong. Okay, that's okay. In any case, the groups are called measures. Notation and always indicates by a vertical line that is now called broad line. The resulting beat tempo. Oh, beats that tend to be by the pound drum is called the meter. 6/8. Okay, there's... If I remember my compound, okay, my compound symbols would be 6/4, 9/4, 12/4. That's compound, simple, triple, quadruple simple. But if I did go with 6/8, I had the compound, wait, single stat. Alright. The 9/8 signature happens to be compound triple. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Alright, this one 12/8. Compound quadruple. 2 beat measures. Duple, triple, 3 beats. Metric. Okay. 4 beat measures. 4 beats. Quadruple strong, weak, weak, weak. Refers to hypermeter. Is the most musical passage of duration and is shorter than a beat. We call this duration division of the beat. Beats generally divide into equal parts called simple beat or into 3 equal parts called band. Compound beat. Oh, okay. Each symbol which the performer has how many beats. The time signature. We should know that. 2, 4, 3, 4 compound single units. This is the same kind of regression system. Prolongational. Add some form analysis questions too in here. So I'm gonna try to mix it up some to get me thinking again. Let's see if I remember it. So if I decide the team is praxis, this won't come to a shock to my system. I don't know how fair game are they, so you'll find out. It shows that it's called meter. A compound meter. Okay, that's what's wrong. Cadential progression. Cadential, alright. If it's a cadential, it's gonna always end on the tonic. It has to be. Oh shoot. On the thing. Sequential progression. Oh. Okay, this one is dominant. Dominant is when it ends on the fifth, which is to me, they'll bring it if it ends on the 5. Now, it depends on which one it ends on the 5. If it's a 6-5, it's deceptive. If it's a 1 to the 5, it would have 1 to tonic to dominant would have to be half cadential. If it is, I think that's the combination. 1 over the 1, and I don't think if it's an inversion, it'd be an inverted one. Just be careful what you do. If it is a tonic function, generally it's going to end itself on the tonic. Dominant. Okay. I think I know your trick and where you're trying to trick me. If I see this on the same praxis, I will tell you like I know it. When you do dominant, which is the 5 of the 5, it's generally the rule is you find the 5th of your key, and then you go a 5th above you. That is 5 of 5. Tonic function. Tonic is neighboring chords belongs to one or more. They join together. Passing chords is when you have one that has a pass chord. It's prolonged by you. And I just answered about half cadential is 1 to a 5. Or a half cadence, which is you. Deceptive cadence is when you got a 6 to a 5. Because sometimes if you're in theory, theoretically, sometimes that 6 to a 5 would make more sense. But the 5 still is not finished. The 5 has to go to legally the tonic, which is 1. Looks like I still got it. Now go ahead and do these again. The 5th is... That's that one I missed. Joan turns the acid. This is the 5th acid. Rhythm. Following symbol and a half value to note. The diagraph is dot. The basic pulse of a musical passage is the beat. The resulting steady pulse called the beat with the rate of pieces is called the tempo. Tempo again, no, meter. Okay, that's okay. In any case, the group is called the measures. Oh, shoot. Meter and measures. I get the two mixed up. Measures. This is called always. That's called a bar line. Bar line divides up the measures. 6 to 8 is a compound triple. Compound triple, and no U. If I look at the 12-8, the dotted corner for C-side beat, on the 6/8, the 9/8, and the 12/8 is the beat note is the dotted quarter. If I see a 12/8, I would see compound quadruple because it's in 4. If it's a 6/8, it's going to be 2 beats. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, that is the beat note. Let's put it that way. If it's a 9/8, it would be compound triple, 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, and for the 12/8, it'd be 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly. 2 beat measures is called duple, triple for the 3 per week. And fat is your powder, stress is nitric acid. Quadruple, strong, weak, weak, weak. I have the hypermeter. Multiples of pounds of this causes the division of the beat. Joe divides the silver beat into 3 equal parts called compound beat, simple, or 4 equal parts. The distance is called the symbol is the time signature. We look at the time signature every time I play music of any kind. 2, 3, 4, okay. Compound single. This is the time of the oh wait, the prolongation. Tangential progression is the array. Let's see if I know you. Progression is the end with a root tonic. Authentic. Yeah, but then again, if it ends with a tonic, if I remember correctly, it's a PAC, perfect authentic cadence. If you're referring to the theory term, that means it has to go. 1 can go to 2, but then the 2 would have to go to the 5, and then 5 would have to go itself back to 1. Then that makes it perfectly complete. So the sequential has a harmony. Dominant function. Dominant. Okay. For the dominant, it has to. If it's. Okay. So this one would have to be the dominant. Has to be built on a dominant. Tonic function. Tonic. Okay. Tonic starts on tonic and it ends itself on the tonic. Dominant of the dominant. If I can explain this in my sleep, I can tell you this. To find dominant of dominant and how it's noticed in the piece. First of all, you figure out your 5 on your, based on the key signature, and then you go another 5th up. That's dominant of dominant is the 5 of the 5. Neighboring chords. Passing chords. Half potential. 1 and 5. Deceptive. This one? This one is. This one I'm driving. This one I'm pushing. Sorry about that. Yeah, I kind of talked to myself. I'm sorry. If you had to hear that. So, pieces tend to be grouped into patterns. Okay, so if it's grouped into the patterns, it's called, grouped into meter. Oh, shoot. Measures. Meter. Okay, alright. That's for a second. Okay. Oh, alright. So, I'm just gonna fix that tomorrow. But it's just the end.